ago, before Terra Luna, before all the bankruptcies, the question is what's going to happen. And then the plea has been, give us regulatory clarity. I think we're getting clarity. And I think the clarity is Bitcoin's a crypto commodity, and the regulators aren't going to interfere with it. And if you want to actually own and buy a crypto commodity in the form of Bitcoin, you're fine. I think the crypto exchanges are going to be reorganized. I think the cryptocurrencies in the form of stable coin are going to be regulated, if not regulated out of existence. I think the crypto tokens and crypto securities are going to be regulated, perhaps out of existence. So you've got your clarity. Your clarity is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the most secure network. It's the most secure asset. Everything else has got a black cloud hanging over it, and you're going to see a consistent flow of capital flowing from the rest of the crypto ecosystem to Bitcoin, and you're going to see a consistent flow of development effort flowing from the crypto ecosystem on top of the Bitcoin ecosystem.
Wanting to know what your crypto investments are, taxing them. Institutional money, I imagine that some players are scared. I mean, yes, we are starting to get regulatory clarity, but I mean, there's a lot that's still unknown in terms of how federal regulators are going to target certain institutions. So, and when I think of institutional money, I think about that being a big part of the narrative around the last bull cycle. So, I mean, what happens next year? Are these headwinds going to affect what would have otherwise been a traditional cycle for Bitcoin, or do you not see that having any sort of impact on the run-up?
Yeah, I think the industry is going through growing pains. The bullish factors in favor of Bitcoin is if nearly all of the bad leverage has been squeezed out. Everyone in the business of shorting Bitcoin, rehypothecating Bitcoin, loaning Bitcoin, they've all been bankrupted. The remaining exchanges where you can short it are under a massive amount of regulatory pressure, and if the regulators have their way, they would like to see all the Bitcoin derivatives markets offshore be eliminated. So I think Bitcoin's found the bottom. I think the leverage is out of it. I think we're on a bull run. I think bullishly, the FASB initiative to adopt fair value accounting is a very auspicious development. I think all of the migration of ordinals, inscriptions activity onto the Bitcoin blockchain is a very auspicious development. I think the halving will be very auspicious. And I think the fact that the average media journalist and average investor knows that Bitcoin is the one commodity that the SEC is not going to regulate is an auspicious development. So I think the way is clear for Bitcoin to rally from here. I would be very skeptical of all the other crypto investments. Discomfort within the regulators with regard to the circulation of all the crypto asset securities, the operation of all the crypto exchanges, and also the circulation of the cryptocurrencies, the stable coins. And they're sitting out there in bulk, circulating right now, and the regulators want to figure out how to clarify and rationalize that structure while doing the least amount of damage. And that's not easy. I think most of the liquidity was being delivered by people rehypothecating and shorting Bitcoin. And so as the Alamedas and the Genesis and all the exchanges and all the other altcoins exit the market, yeah, some of the liquidity dries up, but that's actually bullish for Bitcoin. I think it's pretty clear from all the regulatory moves with regard to the banks and the stable coins that the regulators simply do not want a non-KYC settlement network operating in US dollars, either in the form of a stable coin or operating on a DeFi network or operating on a crypto network or operating through a US banking network. All of those are being rejected with prejudice. And the conclusion you come to is the capital that's sitting in stable coins and the capital that's sitting on crypto exchanges and crypto tokens is going to have to exit, but it won't exit through a fiat off-ramp or a bank. It's going to get traded into Bitcoin, and it's going to get withdrawn from the exchanges.
Is that bad for the United States? Is that bad for Bitcoin? Like, what does that mean if the U.S. is no longer friendly to this industry?
I don't think there's any place for them to go. People say the industry's moving offshore. I don't think there's going to be any jurisdiction with large pools of capital that's going to be more permissive than in the United States. So I think what that means is all those practices are going to float into the gray market at best, where there's 5% as much capital. And the legitimate business in Western Europe, the United States, Singapore, Japan, is going to be rebuilt on a Bitcoin base layer using Lightning or using other Bitcoin protocols. And if it's not that, it must absolutely be an asset without an issuer, truly decentralized, designated as a commodity by the regulators. If you can't build a crypto application on top of a commodity network decentralized, I don't think there's a future for it in the developed world.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread it all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the books Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book. Remember, the New World Order book shows you how the world really works, and it is definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep, especially in the times that we're in right now. Now, guys, I told you in 2023 in the first quarter, we would get an event. And now we have the banking collapse, which the master magicians pulled off the perfect distraction. And at the end of the third quarter, going into the fourth quarter, guys, we're going to have another main event. Now, of course, the markets will still pump and dump until we get that next crisis. Guys, we know they're going to pull that rug. And all we have to do is watch the Fed to know exactly when that's about to happen. And also, guys, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 Kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, much love to those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon. Much love. Keep it coming. Guys, if you're not a part of the Patreon, make sure you're donating to the channel through the actual Cash App. We all know this channel is shadow banned. Now, guys, in my Patreon, I keep you up to date with the New World Order events, and then also I give you the New World Order cryptos. But, of course, you have to do your own research. But, guys, this next Bitcoin and crypto bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure you have the cryptos that have real utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And right now, guys, we have Bitcoin and crypto flat. And as we can see, we have absolutely no volume in the market. Don't forget we have CME tonight, and then we know in the morning yields start moving, and that will let us know which way the market is going. Now, guys, as you listen to Michael Saylor, yes, Bitcoin is a commodity. And why did they make Bitcoin a commodity? Because we know the banks had their hands all over Bitcoin. That was the only way they could move in the fourth industrial revolution, by playing the Hegelian dialectic. Bitcoin was going to get rid of the banks, and we all know that's far from the truth, because we definitely should be transacting in Bitcoin, not in fiat. But that's the reason why stable coins have been the foundation of crypto. Now we have Michael Saylor playing the Hegelian dialectic. Now he says that crypto securities will be regulated out of business. Remember, guys, the NASDAQ, New York Stock Exchange, all these stocks are going to be tokenized and put on blockchain, and they are securities. The fact is, Coinbase definitely should be able to carry securities because it's publicly traded. The same way when you're looking at BAC. And Michael Saylor says all the shorters are out, Guys, we know you can short Bitcoin all day. We know crypto is definitely still a casino, and all you have to do is look at CME products. And we have Michael Saylor says he's very skeptical of other crypto investments, but we know Swift tapped Chainlink, and we know the other cryptos that are going to be embedded in this new financial ecosystem. And he states that the stable coins that we have right now will be regulated out. And guys, I definitely see at least one or two of the stable coins that we have still standing, because what the Fed is going to do and the other central banks is peg that stable coin to their CBDC. And he also talks about KYC, saying that the banks want a KYC network, and we know that is definitely a fact. They don't want you to have any privacy. Now, Michael Saylor also says that crypto has nowhere to go. United States is the best place. And guys, we know what? That's not true. We know the emerging markets are the one that's going to rise. United States is behind on purpose because we know the NWO has to destroy the United States dollar in order for the fourth industrial revolution to rise. And we know they want the robots, algorithms, and drones using these digital currencies. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now, guys, do not forget to pay attention to the actual indicators. We had yield rates up. We had the dollar down, but still strong. And like I stated, we have absolutely no volume in the market. And of course, guys, we have Tether USDC, and then we have the Fed. Repo at 2.2 trillion. And we know the central banks are raising rates and running off the balance sheet in order to destroy this legacy market so the fourth industrial revolution can rise. Whether robots, algorithms, and drones take over the economy, pay each other with crypto, and the sheep go inside the metaverse. And guys, we're about a month and a half away from Fed now. And then also we know the Fed has been testing CBDCs, cross-border payments. So while the sheep sleep, guys, the NWO just keeps building. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now, guys, of course, do not forget about Grayscale sending about $22.9 billion. And guys, we know we're going to have a roller coaster ride this week because we have back on Thursday. Then, of course, we have Bitcoin futures, micro Bitcoin futures, Ethereum futures, micro Ethereum futures. So, guys, it's definitely going to be a roller coaster ride. And getting into one news story, which is the biggest distraction, guys, and that's the debt ceiling. And this debt ceiling is going to bring us into the main event, which is going to bring in regulation, which is going to bring in digital currency, stable coins, and the machine takeover over the next 5 years. And that's the reason why I did the video last night, guys. We clearly see what's going on. Those who are conscious, we clearly see the automation coming in. And we are definitely living through biblical times. But we know as soon as this debt ceiling is signed, guys, we know there's going to be a lot of liquidity shrink out of the market. And we know the NWO is going to bring distraction after distraction. We know the NWO are the master magician. And while they distract the masses, they're going to be building the fourth industrial revolution. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the New World Order, it's all planned out. But guys, that's all I have for you. Don't forget about the books, Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get on stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know, I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis, whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, We have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.